All right, what's up, ladies and gentlemen, especially you gentlemen? Today I want to talk about something that people don't really distinguish enough in today's society and what's going on when when they're talking about, men moving abroad and whatnot. And first of all, I want to say welcome to the channel. Throw me some love, subscribe. It's all that, all that good stuff. I'm sitting outside of Chiang Mai Airport right now. It's what it is. Guys, there is a big difference between passport bros and passport tricks. Passport tricks, and listen, I'm not trying to cast shade or, throw shade or judgment on anybody. When I first came to Thailand, I played around and dabbled in that for a while too. It's a lot of fun. If you're on a holiday, if you're here for 2 weeks, that's the way to go. Just, pay and be done. You're not trying to settle down and find all that love if you're on holiday. But when it comes to the guys who live here a long time, it's a different story. That nostalgia wears off, and you see through the bull crap. You see through the BS. You see, the people that are using you, or the women that are using you, only for your resources and whatnot, and the ones that actually like you for you. And this is what I'm talking about. Passport bros, to me, and my definition of passport bros is men that leave. They don't go visit. They're not going on holiday. They're not going over to trick off on a bunch of chicks and stuff. Yes, you can do that. Yes, it can be fun. Yes, it can be addictive and stuff. But yet you go back to your home, you go back to reality, you go back to the West, you go back to your 9-to-5 job or whatever, and there's nothing, at the end of that road. It was just a means to an end, But when it comes to the guys who actually move abroad and live abroad and stay here abroad, we have certain social expectations expected of us. We have certain levels of respect that we don't want to diminish or tarnish, because respect is hard to earn. I put out a video about this not too long ago, that your reputation, you have to build it from scratch. And if you come over here long term and you build your reputation as tricking off, acting like a fool, running from chick to chick to chick, you're gonna have a reputation as a trick, as a mark. And no one's gonna respect you, especially if you decide to stay long term, because everyone's gonna look at you as a trick, as a mark. You're deep down inside, I believe all women across the world do not really truly respect men who trick off. They just don't. They don't respect dummies. They don't respect men who leave with their damn wallet. So, if you watch my channel for any amount of time, I've been here for a couple years now. It's had its ups and downs. It's been hard, once that nostalgia wears off, especially. But when you start to meet people, build friendships, network, build relationships, or especially if you meet a good woman and she takes you by surprise, you're not gonna know how to damn deal with this, man. This is what I'm saying. I'm just talking about me. When I came here, I did not come here to find women. I did not come here to find love. That was not even a priority on my top 10 list. I came here for financial freedom. I came here for simplicity of life. I love the culture. I love it. Let me just spin this around. This is the way it is here in Thailand. Look at the parking lot of all these scooters. Half of the parking lot is scooters. I have a scooter. My chick is not sitting here where's your BMW? Where's your Mercedes? This is a good case in point. There are thousands of scooters over here. I'm serious. If I stand up, it goes all the way back to the road. My scooter's lost in the sauce. Most people do not really, people have cars. Of course, all the cars are parked over on that side, but still, you'll start to see this. When you start to deal with chicks, if you live here a long time, the ones that are, looking for material things, buy me a bag, take me to these nice ass places. That's not the right chick. You're tricking off on her, and let's just be honest. And I don't want to be categorized, and I think a lot of gentlemen who come here, a lot of brothers who come here, a lot of guys who come here and live long time are being grouped into this category, and it's disgusting. This is what I'm saying. There is passport bros, or guys who leave the West or leave America to go abroad and live abroad and to integrate, to learn the language, and not be taken for a sucker and not come out here and leave with their wallet. they're not in the same basket as passport tricks.
So I was in Colombia for a few days, and my experience made me realize why the passport bros is a thing.
Do tell us.
Because they get to live life as the rich for a few days. They're in a country where the economy, where the cost of living is so low that the money they make in America allows them to live a life of luxury for a couple of days and experience the experiences that rich people have with regular people when those regular people are aware that they have money.
Who said just for a couple of days? Because there are a lot of expats that are living outside the United States. And I know the ultimate goal of most men that travel is to find a way to leave the United States and live there for a long time. So he's basing this off of a tourist mentality of someone who just went there for a little bit, and I guess that he will continuously be living in the United States.
And I got caught up in it for a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I got caught up in it for a little bit. Like that feeling of people just really just feeding into you, doing whatever, because they know you have money and you could potentially give it to them, and just like trying their best to like entertain you. And it's kind of like a drug, and I could kind of understand why these rich people just abuse it. And I understand why these guys go to these places so often, because like it's euphoric in a sense. But I'm so glad, thank God, I caught myself before I really got caught up in it. And I said to myself, this is not genuine. This is not genuine love, energy, feelings that these people feel for me. They're just trying to get something out of me, which is money. And I don't understand how people could live like that. How you could mentally get through life not knowing who genuinely is happy to be around you.
Bruh.
You.
How you not gonna know who is genuine and who is not? That is something that you could just feel it, especially when you've been around fake people or been around just people in general, had different relationships. You could definitely tell. So you sound a little green.
Who wants to be with you, spend time with you, love you for you, not just what you can give them. It's terrible. It's a sad living, man. I don't know how people really enjoy that shit.
Well, first off, you could tell with him that he stayed in the tourist area. You can also tell that he's pretty green at traveling, because most men who travel a lot, especially passport bros, just men in general. Most times they don't stay in tourist areas. They don't want to be in tourist area because you're tired of that, of the haggling and people basically asking you and trying to get money out of you. Most people who travel, especially constantly, they don't spend time in those areas. And basically where they stay at, a lot of people are not haggling them. They're not asking them questions. They're not trying to get money out of them. Everybody just look at them as just a regular person, because most people don't know, because they're not in the tourist area. So I could tell you this from his experience, looked like he was in Cartagena and he stayed in the tourist area. And that's all he knew. That's all he knows. So that's why he come on here and says that he felt pretty good. And now he wants to shame other men because the experience that he felt, and this is him, his experience, not every man. So if he felt that way, that's in him. Most men that travel, like I said, spend time in the tourist area a lot, and a lot of times do not like that.
I guess. Yeah, so that was about as far as I want to go on this video. I don't need to run a whole video to prove a point. My man, Solo Traveler, I'll put a link in the description. Shout out to you, my man, for calling this BS out. Living here in Thailand, I avoid the tourist areas as much as possible. I dread going to them because we know what it is. Holiday travelers go in and they stay in this damn bubble. They come for 2 weeks. We call them 2-week millionaires. This is what we call them. We call them 2-week millionaires. We have a term for it. This dude is a son husband. He's a son husband. He's out here trying to, he's talking about his own experience. Yeah, he went to went overseas and went to like Cartagena or, where DR, who gives a crap, where Pattaya, wherever you go. And he's trying to paint a broad brush across the entire society like this is what it is. No, that's just where you went. You went to Figueroa Street in Colombia, basically, and you're trying to say that this is what the women are. That's what those women are. And this is what I'm saying. You're not, it's not the same as a man who comes here and wants to live here and integrate, because the longer you're here, the more that disgusts us. That lifestyle is disgusting. It's repulsive. It's just not for us. Number one, the prices are more expensive. Number two, like, I don't want to be haggled and solicited every fucking time I walk by a business. I don't want girls grabbing me. Like I said, I'm married now. I don't need that shit. I'm not trying to move back to America. I'm not trying to take my girl back to America. I'm trying to integrate here, build a life here, outside of that bubble. But it takes time to get out of that bubble, yes. You have to start in the bubble as a new foreigner. Of course, if you live here a long time, but there is a huge difference between someone who comes on holiday and someone who actually comes here to live here, to integrate, learn the culture, language, and to assimilate into the society here. It's just not the same. And dude, I don't know any long-term expats who come here and live this way. So there is a huge difference between getting your passport, getting on a damn plane and leaving, going and starting over, and those that are coming over here tricking off for 2 weeks, going home. Talking about, well, I understand. There is nothing to brag about going and tricking off for 2 weeks. Now, you can be honest about it and say, hey, I want to go party. I want to go, meet some chicks and pay some chicks and have some fun times and go home and have a blast. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not judging that at all. Like I said, when I first got here, I had some fun. It's just what it is. It's a lot of fun. It's worth it. It helps you to start to see the differences, the cracks in the facade and stuff like that. So there is a huge difference, and I want to point this out. Passport Bros is not the same thing as Passport Tricks. Now let me know what you think. Throw my man Solo Traveler some love, and I appreciate you for calling this out. I love you guys. I'll see you on the next one.